Bonjour, Jimaganish Indigenous Cause. Let's talk about stress and recovery. Um, Life is constantly full of stress. If you're not suffering some kind of stress, then I don't know what's wrong with you. But I decided to pick this topic because I've got a lot of things I need to accomplish the rest of the month. I'm pretty much busy every night after work and every weekend for the rest of the month. And I feel like I'm getting pulled 8 ways from Sunday, forgetting about things. So let's talk about it. Um, yeah, I think like a big thing, maintain contact with others. That's your sober support network. Maybe they might have some helpful hints, or they've probably been there before. And those are good people to talk to if you're really stressed out. Maybe they can see some things that you're not. Um, and positive self talk, talk yourself up. You can do it. You've been through worse things before. Everyday stress in everyday life is not as bad as stress of where some of us has been going to court, looking at jail time, trying to get our kids back. That's some serious stress. Just day to day stress, that'll pretty much pass. Make a list and knock out the things that you have to one after another. Um, Other things you can do just in general. Limit negative social media. Um, I talked about toxic people before. Even like, the news is even depressing. You don't need to be all up in that all the time. Find some ways to have fun. You deserve a little break. You got a lot to do, but you still need a little bit of time to yourself. Myself, I like to draw a little bit. Do a little bit of painting, some other things. I love working on my truck, as long as it's nothing too serious. Um, and look for ways to help others. When you can help other people out, that's going to make you feel better. And streamline your to-do list that I was talking about. Put these things in order. Um, Maybe the order they need to be accomplished in, or if they're not that kind of order. I know what I like to do is I like to tackle the toughest thing first, because it's all downhill from there after you get the bad ones out of the way. Um, and something that's always going to help is sleep and diet. Stay on a good sleep schedule. I can't stress that enough. That is so helpful. In diet, eat good food. Good food. And once again, you've heard me say it before, mac and cheese, ramen, and hot dogs are not food. It's not part of a healthy diet. Um, Develop healthy routines. Do you got a morning routine? I know I do. I also have a routine when I get to work. I got a routine when I get home from work. And those routines are everything to me. I don't like to deviate from them. It helps keep my mind focused if I know what the next thing to do is. um and take some time to meditate. And meditating is, it's not like this really intense thing like the Eastern Tibetan religions do. Just take some time to think, take some time to yourself, take some time to sit in the quiet and think. And and that's really stress relieving, is just having a little bit of time to yourself. And also know when it's time to get help. If you're like so totally overwhelmed, ask for help. It's it's not a big deal. People are willing to help. People are happy to help. Because when we're helping others, we feel good about ourselves that we're in a spot where we can actually help others. And then, like, one of the bigger things, keep that connection up with the Creator. Ceremonies, put your tobacco out every morning. You don't necessarily have to ask the Creator for anything. Don't be doing that last minute praying. Oh my God, if you just help me out this one time. Just every day put your tobacco out and tell the Creator how thankful you are to be alive and to be sober. And, hit up a meeting. If you're in a program, talk to your counselor. And that's all I got for today. Like I said, I'm feeling a little stressed. So these are some of the things I'm going to do to make my life a little bit easier. I hope these tips help you out. Remember, put your tobacco out. Until next time, Gigawabman.